The second phase of my plan to continue to accumulate crypto gaming nodes has begun. We began about a couple weeks ago now, and the second play that we're going to be getting into, and trust me, I've gotten a lot of offers, a ton of offers to get into these. They're trying to give me money for this. I'm like, go away, get out of here. We're trying to get into the right ones. We're going to be talking about iAgent protocol today. This is a node sale that's happening pretty soon. You might go ahead and miss it. Kind of is what it is, depending on when you watch this video. But this is a protocol which is essentially allowing people to train their own AI agents, which you see it here, to mimic the player himself from gameplay footage, which is really cool. It's what the industry has needed for a long time. The AI in games hasn't been the best, and this is just the tip of the iceberg for what iAgent is going to be doing. So, of course, their public sale starts on September 11th, which is today at the time of the recording at 10 a.m. Eastern time, about 2 hours. So very, very, very short time frame. If you're going to be getting into this one, this is full disclosure. I should be disclosing that code JM does give me a kickback. And so that kind of is what it is. I plan on buying somewhere, I have the calculator pulled out, around 13 of these nodes, which is around $4,680 worth of nodes. So there is your disclosure there that we are indeed going to be having some nodes. So what is this thing and why do we care? Because we get a lot of offers, and let's be honest, there's a lot of fluff words that these projects like to use. Well, the main reason, to be completely honest with you, is kind of the backing. It's the team. Pretty much the TLDR of it all. You look at the actual, team behind this project. This is the man, the myth, the legend, the co-founder of iAgent Protocol himself. His name is Jamie. Yes, he is doxxed. Just because he has a cool little picture over here doesn't mean anything. He is actually one of the big boys over at 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐵. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜 was like this very, very large NFT collection back in 22. They've been doing things right for the most part since then. And so them going ahead and hopping onto the gaming space, they have a lot of client history. It seems to me like it makes sense. Another thing is the amount of nodes that they're selling. I participate in a lot of sales that have, 100,000, 200,000 nodes, some ridiculous amount of nodes for a ridiculous amount of price. It's either I'm paying $6,000 for a node and there's 10,000 or 40,000 of those nodes, or I'm paying like $200 for 100,000 nodes. Just depends on the node sale. So ridiculous pricing all across the board. The valuations have been pretty absurd. Especially considering if you're getting into a node, yes, you're supposed to buy into the vision long term because that's exactly what they're trying to do. But you also need to think of it as, I'm going to be getting these tokens over X amount of time. How long is it going to take for me to go ahead and recoup that? That's a very core thought and a core thesis into why people get into nodes, selling into the vision of their project, wanting to support this project. So you have to be sold on the vision to be able to even want to get these things. I think it's important to understand that because, 60-month vesting is very long. It's not like it's short by any stretch of the imagination, but you get into something like Gala, and then all of a sudden, Gala, Myria, Playable was even crazy at the beginning of this cycle. Aether, we've been cooking on. A lot of these different node plays that have these higher valuations and sold them at lower valuations is exactly kind of what you're looking for. And it's kind of what you're getting here for iAgent. So just a quick little introduction on what they're doing. They are right now creating agents that embody users' personal gaming strategies, styles, creativity rolled in one, developed from the user's game footage. So think of CSGO, some guys playing CSGO. He's shooting it up. Boom. He is really good at the game. AI learns from him. And of course, AIs are much better at learning than us. And so they are trained and sold, and you get a bit of those benefits. Just simple as that. We have the team over here, which I think is important to go ahead and mention because guess what? It's the people behind that got the wheel. They're the ones that are actually making things happen. So we have a former pro gamer and passionate entrepreneur. This is why I think he's kind of like the big brain. He founded an architecture company in Canada in 2010, and he had a successful exit. He made a lot of money, and he started the one and only PG Top Web3 project in October 2021. That's Project 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐵, if you were wondering what that was. So this is mainly a Project 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐵 cabal. And honestly, these guys haven't done anything for quite some time in terms of a huge release. So iAgent is kind of their big thing right now. So another thing I figured I should go ahead and mention is kind of what they're trying to solve, why these bots aren't working in the first place. It's because game bots, despite their usefulness, often prove to be either too boring or too predictable. In their game behavior, they lack intelligence and adaptability, which can negatively affect the overall gaming experience. iAgent protocol is supposed to go ahead and solve this by combining the strengths of AI, which I do actually agree. AI could definitely, absolutely train itself to be very annoying, very annoying. And here's a really cool piece of utility, which I think is going to be bigger and bigger as time passes, not just on this node sale, but just in general. Many gamers and individuals own very powerful GPUs. I mean, I own a 4090. Would love to get paid for a 4090 that often are underutilized, especially during idle times. iAgent protocol provides applications to put these idle GPU resources to use, contributing to a decentralized GPU infrastructure network. So that's pretty cool. It's a bit of an extra stream of income. It's not like nice hash necessarily. It's not going to just murder your computer, but definitely a way to put that GPU to use. But of course, we're here to talk about the nodes, the Genesis nodes, and these Genesis nodes specifically, of course, you know, it's an add-on to this. They also get 3x the rewards. If we're going to be completely honest with ourselves, most of the time people release nodes to go ahead and do some kind of fundraising. And so we've got to think about, you know, how much these nodes cost and how much they're trying to raise in the first place. It's pretty modest. They're trying to only sell 5,000 nodes, which I was pretty surprised. I don't recall if I've ever seen a node sell that small. It reminds me of just like a very regular NFT collection, honestly, like just a regular NFT collection mint, 5,000 of them. They already sold most of them, which I think is a good sign. I don't want to buy into anything that isn't going to sell out because I think that's very cringe. It's very cringe. I looked into their socials. They've sold like 3,000 of these things on the pre-sale. They had 1,000 of them selling on the whitelist sale. And for what's going to happen here, on the public sale, there's only going to be 1,000. So I am more than anticipating a sellout. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a sellout. I also realized that they haven't done a crazy amount of promotion, which I think is good. I don't think projects should be doing some insane kind of promotion right now. There are too many projects that spend too much money on their node sales promoting and not enough money actually building out their product, if you understand what I mean. So I think it's really healthy that a project sells out despite the fact that it's not really getting a crazy amount of promotion at the moment. They have some pretty big backers. I mean, they've got Dingaling as an investor, they got Zeneca as an investor, et cetera, et cetera. In terms of some of the utilities that they've got the compute hub, which is supposed to be deep in. It's of course creating that huge GPU infrastructure network that I talked about earlier to go ahead and train and deploy agent modules, specifically game agents known as agents. That's pretty cool. People go ahead and earn that agent token as a result. You have the train hub, which of course you create your own agent. And these agents are trained using real-time gameplay footage, which is pretty cool, through their train hub application, effectively replicating the humans, players, behaviors, and skills. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Agents can be traded on the market hub. Very interesting. So you can go ahead, do your own little play style, playing games, and then sell it off to someone else. Reap the benefits. They got the market hub, which allows people to go ahead and deploy their user-created agents on the iAgent protocol. There's also something I liked about this team and a reason that I'm getting into it. There are a lot of node sales that I got into that it had these crazy delays. There are also people that delayed, but they didn't delay their sale necessarily. They delayed the sale, but they said themselves, hey, we're going to let you run these nodes the second we actually end up doing the sale. So we're going to wait for right market conditions, and then we're also going to go ahead and allow you to run the nodes from day one, which I don't know why, but a lot of these little node projects decided we're just going to go ahead and mint out. Maybe in 4 months, we're going to go ahead and allow you to run the nodes. So it's nice to see that when you actually go ahead and buy one of these nodes, you're going to be able to actually run them from day one. I don't even know why this is supposed to be some major little green flag for me. But apparently in the space, we like to wait a little bit too long for our nodes to actually end up working for us. We need them to start working from day one. If I'm purchasing your node, I need that thing to work from day one. So use cases for this thing. And they've got agent trading, agent renting. Game developers can use iAgent tools, SDKs, and APIs. They've got game studios, which are going ahead and gaining access to this. They've got competitive gamers, which can go ahead and fight other agents, which makes sense. If you're a very good gamer, you want to go against some other good gamers agent. Oh, well, go for it. They have GPU providers, which are going ahead and giving a share of the revenue for the training job. Node validators, which, of course, we know what validator nodes are. They validate the network, they secure the network, help determine the rewards for these GPU workers. Why pay a data center when we can go ahead and pay the nodes and we get a bunch of loyal supporters? That's why they have the node validators. Token holders can also stake their tokens, which we also like that. They have governance, which presumably if you're going to be buying a node, you're going to have enough tokens to be able to participate into the governance section of their project. But a lot of projects have governance. Something I should disclose also is that if you're in the US, which I know a good amount of you are, then you're pretty much not going to be able to access it through just the US. In crypto, there are these beautiful things, right? There are these IDs. These are RNS IDs. These are Palau IDs. A lot of people in crypto use them. You go ahead, grab them, and they allow you, it's totally legal, by the way, totally legal ID, to be able, Vitalik Buterin over here, Ethereum co-founder, minted one of these passes, uses it, allows you to go ahead and KYC for these node programs. I don't understand why we are limited in the things that we can do, but that is life, and such is life sometimes. So I'm going to be leaving the link for this. A lot of people keep asking me about this. This is what I use, okay? And also, if you're going to be getting into the sale, use code JM. That's essentially it for the most part. I'm not going to fluff it up with a bunch of stuff. Of course, do your own due diligence. At the end of the day, there's a risk to it all. I'm not saying iAgent is going to go up 100x or something. I'm not a delusional person. I'm just someone that's going to ape in $4,600. I've done it several times for other node sales, so we'll see how it goes for me. We'll let you know the updates a couple months, I guess, in the future as we go ahead and always do. Till the next time, stay classy, and that's all.